Hey everyone, so we're going to be talking about a fish today that I think doesn't get the love it deserves, because they're very cool fish and more people should have them. So the fish, of course, that you'll be able to tell by the title of the video is Danios. All the Danios. So they're not one that we've generally carried in stock all that much. I'd get kind of a group in every now and then, just for a bit of variation, but they're never one people really seem to care about. And whenever I used to have them, and they'd just sit for forever, no one would buy them, and I'd have to offload them cheap. But yeah, so I have I think it was like 2 or 3 weeks ago, decided to bring them back. So we've currently got pearl Danios, glow lights, and cathiates. I think that's all. Yeah, that'll be all. So we currently got those in stock, good groups of all of them. And yeah, they're really cool fish. So what we'll do the standard Aquarium Project YouTube routine, where I'll just walk around and show you guys fish and then talk over the top of it. I'll show you all the Danios, but I mean, you know, there's not that many of them, so it's not going to take that long. So I'll just walk around and show you guys other fish for interest's sake as I talk. But yeah, so that's the road. I really love Danios for a few reasons. Number one is going to be the most obvious that you can see looking in the tank, is they're active as they're like super zippy. Oftentimes, like when people want, you know, an aquarium, there's kind of two things. He's got such cool fins. There's two things people want. They want activity and like you know, movement in that, and they want color. And I mean, without question, Danios would cover the movement section. Like, no one's going to be able to argue against that without me calling them a dum-dum, basically. So yeah, I mean, they're super fun fish. And the thing that I think they don't get enough recognition for is they are actually they have real cool colors and patterns in that. The problem with them is so these ones that we're selling right now, we'll take the pearls for example. They're a good example. They look like nothing. They're just like silver, grey, at the most a little bit of yellow or a tiny bit of blue. But that's not how they stay. Like we've got a couple in here that someone traded in, changing up their tank, and you can see they get this real good blue like sheen on them with like orange fins and that. And then like the glow lights are probably going to be the most colorful ones. You can see them starting to get that like yellowy kind of gold with the big orange flash. And then the cathiates, more the spots and stuff, but they still get nice bits of orange in that through them. They really do have good color, and the best thing about them is with that activity and the good color, they work they're like the perfect fish to have in your planted tank. Like those kind of colors zipping through the bit of a customer caught me off guard. But what I was saying is those colors, like if you tank right, those colors zipping through the tank, like being real active, real boisterous. I mean, there is nothing I don't think better than having a Danio like on that kind of activity level. I just really think that they are like planted tank schooling fish. And what a lot of people like to do with them is like you have your planted tank and you have maybe like one like the feature fish, like maybe you have like the pearl gourami or whatever, for example, and that's like the main kind of what draws your eye in. And then you have like a group of these less colorful, still colorful, but less colorful fish. Like it makes your feature fish more like feature more, if that makes sense. So yeah, I think they're perfect. The only thing with them is I personally think they need a bigger tank than a lot of people, just because of what we talked about, like with the activity levels, like with them zipping around. Obviously, them zipping around means they need a bit bigger space. Like, ask people around that hobby and stuff. Like, most people are going to say, like, oh, you'll be fine with like a, what do they call it, like 40-liter tank. I would very much disagree. I'd say bare minimum you'd want like 70-liter tank, like, for example, one of these ones, the Blue Planet Essential 70-liter tanks. In my opinion, yes, bare minimum. Ideally a bit more footprint wise, just because they'll be zipping around all the time. You want them to have enough room to do that, to get the most out of them. But yeah, I mean, the other good thing about them as well that I forgot to mention is, so like they're very peaceful, they get along with everything, which is obviously good. But I mean, they're very easy to care for. So like what you'll find with them is like what I'd probably recommend the most to feed them is just like this, like this is like the Sarah Vipan, or also the JBL Nova Bell. They're both very like kind of bog standard, like community type food, where it's like everything will eat them, nothing will like, gives everyone what they need, they'll all be happy in that. Or you can go, they'll eat, rapashi or like live food or frozen or whatever, they'll eat whatever. And the other thing is they're quite tough. So like obviously you want to maintain good water conditions, but they're great because if you do make a mistake, they're not going to just keel over and die, whereas some other fish would, looking at you discus keepers. But yeah, I mean that would kind of be the good things about them. I'd say they are, in my opinion, they're one of the underrated fish for that situation of the like planted tank. Like the aquascapers, I think would love them. The only problem with them is they are jumpy, so they will duck out of the tank, which is not probably ideal for the whole, like the rimless aquascaping thing. Is the angelfish? I'm trying to recall these Danios. But yeah, I mean they're a perfect option for your aquascape tanks. So yeah, I mean that's probably about all. So I haven't made a video in a little while for some personal reasons, but I've forgotten what to do. But yeah, we talked about everything, I think. Said we've got some, man, this is not Danios, but man, this tank is looking awesome. All the fish starting to grow in nicely in that. That's cool. I should take a picture of that. But yeah, I mean, perfect fish, I think, for those sort of situations. Obviously, like I said, we're now stocking them again. Hopefully I can keep stocking them. Obviously, if no one buys them, I'm probably not going to keep them forever. But I'm hopeful that stay in that sort of space of like where people want them, like people want active, fun fish, easy to care for, all that. I'm hoping that they'll stay popular enough to keep around. We'll have to see, but we're stocking them now at least. And if you want any more, like to talk more in depth about them, get some more advice, that kind of thing, I'm always here. So yeah, I mean, I haven't, like I said, made a video in a little while, but I'm hoping to dive back into it. So yeah, thank you very much for watching. Please like, subscribe, all that good stuff. Happy fish keeping, and I'll catch you in the next one.